All right, let's talk CELPIP. Taking a fully computer-based test can feel, well, kind of like stepping into the cockpit of a jumbo jet for the very first time. A little intimidating, right? But don't you worry. In this explainer, we're going to demystify every single switch, button, and dial on that digital dashboard. The goal? To get you flying with total confidence. So let's start our pre-flight briefing.
Look, I totally get it. A test that's 100% on a computer can feel a bit daunting. But let's try to reframe that thought, okay? Think of this not as a hurdle, but as a real opportunity to take control. With our trusty Beaver guide here acting as our flight instructor, we're going to turn that digital interface into your secret weapon on test day.
So, what's our flight plan? We'll quickly go over your test day toolkit, then dive into mastering that on-screen timer. We'll talk about the optional next button, the one rule you absolutely cannot forget, the point of no return, and wrap it all up with a final pre-flight check. Simple as that.
All right, first up, your test day toolkit. Let's talk about what the ground crew, the folks at the test center, are going to have waiting for you. Because you're definitely not just being thrown into a room with a computer and nothing else.
That's right. The whole setup is designed to be super supportive. Seriously, you can just leave all your own stuff at home. They've got you covered.
So, what exactly is waiting for you at your station? Well, you'll get a computer, and it's got a privacy shield so you can really focus. You'll get a headset with a microphone for the speaking parts, a standard keyboard and mouse, and, this is the big one, a pen and paper for your notes. They literally provide everything you need.
And the most important thing to remember about that pen and paper? It's all yours to use freely. No one's going to look at it, no one's going to score your doodles or notes. It's your personal scratch pad. Use it to brainstorm for the writing tasks, jot down keywords during the listening parts. Basically, get all your thoughts organized. So yeah, use it strategically. It's a huge help.
Okay, let's shift gears from the physical stuff to the digital toolkit. And we have to start with the on-screen timer. Honestly, it's probably the single most important instrument on your entire digital dashboard.
So for every, and I mean every, section of the test, you're going to see a timer right there in the corner of your screen. It's always visible. Its whole job is to keep you totally aware of how much time you've got left. And trust me, knowing how to work with this timer is absolutely key to pacing yourself and finishing strong.
Now, there are 3 key facts about this timer you've got to know. First, it just runs continuously for each section. Second, once it hits 0, boom, the test automatically moves you on, no exceptions. And third, and please listen closely to this one, if you need to leave the room for a quick break, the timer does not stop. It keeps ticking down. You will lose that time. All right, next control on our dashboard, the next button. Now this one's different from the timer. The timer is automatic, right? But using this button, well, that's a strategic choice you have to make.
So the real question is, when should you use it? When does it actually make sense to take control and click Next instead of just letting the timer do its thing?
Okay, let's break it down. When should you click Next? Well, maybe in the listening section. If you are 100% sure about your answer and you want to jump to the next question while the audio is still fresh in your mind, that could work. But for almost everything else, especially reading and writing, it's usually better to just wait. Use every single second you have to double-check your work, to review, to polish your answers.
And here's the bottom line, the thing you have to remember. Let me be crystal clear about this. You do not get to bank any extra time. If you finish a section with 2 minutes to spare and click Next, guess what? Those 2 minutes just disappear. They're gone forever. They do not carry over to the next section. So really, your best strategy is almost always to use the full time they give you.
Okay, now we need to talk about the most critical rule of this entire test. Seriously, if you forget everything else, do not forget this. I call it the point of no return.
Just take a second and read this quote on the screen. It comes straight from the experts, and it's about as clear as it gets. Once you've gone on to the next screen, you can never, ever go back. That means whether you click Next yourself or the timer ran out, that's it. It's done. You can't go back to change an answer. You can't go back to fill in something you missed. It is final.
The easiest way to think about it is this. Every section is a one-way street. You are always moving forward. There's no reverse gear. There are no U-turns.
So what does this actually mean for you, for your strategy? It means 3 things. First, you have to do each part in the order it's given to you. Second, you should never leave a question blank. Why? Because you're never going to get a chance to go back to it. And third, and this is good news, there are no penalties for wrong answers, so always, always make your best guess. You have nothing to lose.
All right, we've covered the controls, the instruments, and the big rules of the sky. So it's time for our final pre-flight check, just to make sure all this critical info is locked in and ready to go.
Here we go, your 4-point mission checklist. Step 1. Use your toolkit. That pen and paper are there for a reason. Step 2. Watch your timer. It's your best friend for pacing. Step 3. Navigate wisely. Be super strategic with that next button. And Step 4. Commit and advance. Remember, it's a one-way street. Every section is final.
And you know, it's so important to remember why all this stuff matters. Mastering the interface isn't just about getting a good score, it's about you taking confident control of the very first step on a much, much bigger journey, whether that's for PR, citizenship, or landing that dream job.
So after all this, you're not just a passenger anymore. You get it. You understand the digital cockpit. You are ready to be the pilot. So the only question left is, now that you command the controls, where are you going to fly next?